morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Wi-Fi 360 interview. It's my pleasure to welcome Steve Dyett, who is head of global Wi-Fi solutions at BT Global Services. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm very well, Adeline. And yourself?
I'm great, thank you. It's really a pleasure to have you here because certainly BT is one of the leading service providers, global carriers out there, and you guys have also an active role in Wi-Fi deployments. So give us maybe a high-level view of what you do at BT and what BT Global Services does.
Okay, so a quick bit about me. So I've worked for BT in many different roles for over 30 years, and in that time, there have been two major areas that I've worked in. The latest and the one most relevant is about 14 years ago. I'll say that very quickly. I was there at the beginning when BT Wi-Fi started off with 6 hotspots, all with ISDN backhauls on them. When on the day that the government actually liberalised the spectrum in the UK. When I left about 2 years or so ago, we had 5.5 million locations where we deploy hotspots in the UK and some of the other countries in Europe. I moved from there into Global Services. BT Global Services was one of the lines of businesses of BT. BT is broken down from its group level into consumer, which looks after BT consumer customers, BT Business, which is the upper end of the small to medium enterprises, BT Wholesale, which is the arm of BT that is regulated and looks after sales and products and services into other carriers in the UK, and OpenReach, which is effectively the assets, the copper assets, the poles and holes as it's termed inside the UK. And then that leaves you with Global Services, which is broken down into 2 sections. One is the large multinationals and corporates within inside of the UK, and the rest is our global work that we do. So it's as a large organisation, a large group within inside of the overall organisation. It has presence in about 170 countries, and in doing so, we'll provide all sorts of services from cloud services to physical fibre and copper deployments. The area that I particularly work in is a part of Global Services called Global Telecom Markets. And Global Telecom Markets is effectively the wholesale arm of BT internationally. So we will provide services to other corporates and other service providers, such as voice interconnects. To then subsection that down, the part that I work in is looking at the value-added services, as it's termed, working across IP Exchange, which is our IP backbone that is spans the globe. It's part of so Wi-Fi Roam, which is the secure roaming product that we'll be launching later this year, is part of a group of value-added services. High definition voice and LTE roaming are there as well, as is another product which is not shown on the diagram, which is our signalling service. So we also run an SS7 signalling service, which we have done for about 25 years. People are constantly surprised when it's said that BT it wasn't an MNO for about 10 years or so. We sold off our MNO service that we had about 2001, and we're just in the process of buying our new MNO service now. And so you can start to see that there's a whole mobility picture inside the UK, and there's another story that we're forming outside the UK, where we're going to start to offer, as mentioned, LTE roaming, and in particular Wi-Fi roaming, which is the global roaming product that we have.
Okay, makes sense. Well, let's dive into the Wi-Fi roaming, which is really what our audience is interested in, and tell us, what problems are you trying to solve here?
As you mentioned before, BT is a leading exponent of Wi-Fi. We have one of the largest Wi-Fi networks in the world. We're also a founder member of the Wireless Broadband Alliance. We have representation and membership of places like the GSMA and the WFA, which is the Wi-Fi Alliance. And about two and a half years ago, we were considering what the next move that we should make in developing services for Wi-Fi. And one of the things that we've been very keen and conscious of, as well as very involved in, is the whole user experience, the whole how do you make this when you're out and about as simple as possible. So whether that's cellular roaming, which is what we're trying to do with LTE roam, or in this case Wi-Fi roaming. And in Wi-Fi roaming, we actually think the time is right and it's current to try and make Wi-Fi much more like a cellular experience. So 2011, we did our first deployment of a protocol called 802.1x for a major mobile operator in the UK crossing over into the BT Wi-Fi network. And that user experience that was delivered was very good. So much so that people were actually making a physical decision to come onto the Wi-Fi to use it because it was so simple and secure to use that service. So we started to look at this and develop the service for international. And so Wi-Fi Roam was born, the idea behind it. The idea is that the Wi-Fi Roam hub would sit in the middle of the visited networks and the service providers, the MNOs in particular, and BT would facilitate the access onto not only BT Wi-Fi but other secure Wi-Fi networks. Yes, we will still look after legacy systems, smart clients and such like, because the rise of data is such that the explosion of data is being used by both mobile devices, SIM-based devices, and non-SIM devices as well. So we will support all of those, but we tend to go a little further. So one of the things we're going to develop in our first phase of our solution is that we will have the authentication back in from the Wi-Fi network, which is similar to current systems now. But we will be able to offer a range of authentication methods, and the main one, as you can see on the screen there, is not only radius, but we'll actually be able to offer MAP, SS7, SIGTRAN, signaling as well. So this allows a mobile operator to control the access onto the the Wi-Fi network for their customers using existing equipment that they already have, GGSN and so on and so forth. This allows the entry into the Wi-Fi network, the barrier to entry, to drop, because they don't necessarily have to buy a radius box. They don't necessarily have to buy a diameter box, even, because we'll offer that as well. So it should start to enlarge the number of customers who can actually gain access to this additional capacity and coverage that Wi-Fi brings. In the second stage of our solution, which will again be launched later this year, we'll take that one stage further, and for SIM-based access as well. We will then be able to offer the ability to start taking that data back into the mobile core. Why do that? Well, that's long discussions with a lot of mobile operators that we've been talking to, and one of the aspects that they want to see some development in is around policy and other treatment that can be applied to Wi-Fi. Offload, as it's termed and shown by the bottom of the diagram there, is a great and growing way of accessing Wi-Fi for people traveling around. The only problem for that would be that if you have any policies, such as age limitations, such as the ability to try and go back to secure email or other value-added services that the home operator might well have, the moment you cross into Wi-Fi, you lose that currently. And the solution that we are providing allows the operator a much more flexible control over the traffic, much more flexible control over the end user service that they're providing. So we're very keen, and certainly the people that we've been talking to at the moment are very interested indeed on not only this but the other developments that we've got coming on beyond this. The couple of stages that we've publicly said that we're going to do.
Very quickly, this solution is not limited to MNOs, but also some of the cable operators that are very actively deploying Wi-Fi. Very quickly, like the Comcast and Cablevision and all these guys.
Is to develop Wi-Fi as almost like another mobile operator for mobile operators and other people to work with. And I must say that our main focus is towards mobile operators, but it doesn't have to be. It could be application providers, it could be MSOs, it could be any communication partner that we want to work with, and that feels quite rightly that they have a need for their customers to access services and products that they provide. So our vision for the future is trying to bring this all together. As I mentioned beforehand, there are several value-added services that we provide, Wi-Fi being one of them. We also have launched recently our LTE roaming service, which is very similar along the lines of the fact is that it looks at signaling and also backhauling the data back into the mobile network. And this is building upon the work that we've had, as I mentioned, for many, many years on the 2G and 3G signaling that we have. And all of this is being built on one service stack, one set of hardware that a customer from an MNO or an MVNO will be able to access in a one-stop shop, a one connection pipe into our platform, which means that BT effectively could become that one-stop roaming point for the MNO to reach the world. And all of this is being done over our award-winning IPX network. And in fact, BT Wi-Fi Roam actually won an award, a design award, in December, which we're very proud to receive it. So as I mentioned, the aim is that we will, inside the next few months, have a service that is open to all to be able to access it, and will give a great amount of flexibility and benefits to our customers.
Thank you, Steve, for providing us with an overview of BT Global Services, as well as your vision for the future and where Wi-Fi roaming fits in the global picture. Thanks to the audience for listening, and please stay tuned for our next Wi-Fi 260 Prime